so that I don't forget, because we all know that I like to forget how to do things. And there you go, Judy. I think you're better now. You were on there twice for a bit. So you'll probably see an email in your inbox from me, because Rita let me know the computer systems at 50 North were down for a little while. So if that ever happens, or there's links that aren't working or something, email me, text me, whatever. And I usually try to start sending out emails to everybody so that you have the link and you can start, and you can still attend class. So. All right, how's the volume, everybody? Oh, we're good? Okay. So Judy A., you might have to leave and join back in. Oh, and I probably can't tell her that. Sorry. All right, let's everybody go ahead and start tapping our toes. I have a tech issue to deal with. All right, heels up, right then left. So, but I missed that. Music is okay? Yeah, okay. All right, heels to the front, right, left. We're gonna push. Shoulders are relaxed. We're just doing a standing push-up. So our plan for today is we have our usual 3 exercises, 40 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, side to side, and we're gonna do everything twice. So I try to remember to give options. So if you have trouble going to the floor today, you can always do some stuff standing up if you need to. Toes back, drive the elbows back. So we're squeezing the shoulder blades together. We're also starting to squeeze our glutes. All right, knees up, right, left. So climb the ladder, nice and tall. Is everybody loosening up after the first couple days of class this week? I am finally. All right, side leg lifts. Here we go. Add a little tricep press. So legs are pretty straight. We're starting to wake up those hips. 8, 7. Good, 4, 3. Hamstring curls, and we're gonna reach and pull. I like to add an open and close of the fingers, so we can start to wake up those hands. 4, 3, we're gonna sway, reach overhead, reaching up. So add a little point of the toe. 4, 3, 2. All right, we're gonna bring our arms up and down. We're gonna do a little hip hinge. These are our wood choppers. So just imagine you're closing the car door with your bum. We don't want to go big and go forward, just tall. Good, 4, 3, 2. All right, high right, low left. So high right, low left. Just a little diagonal. Good, 4, 3, 2. Good, low right, high left. So low to high. So we're grabbing that seat belt and we're gonna buckle. Good, 4, 3, 2. All right, squats right in the center. We're just gonna start nice and slow. Bring it back up. Wider stance with your toes out may feel more comfortable for you and allow you to go a little bit deeper. We're just waking up hips, knees, and ankles. Good, so go at your own pace. Good, we're gonna go a little quicker. Take it down and up. Pushing the hips back. We're gonna squish a balloon right at our hips. 3, 2. All right, forward step and reach. So forward step and reach. This is a precursor to lunges. If you would like to start doing lunges, you sure can. Or just practice that weight shifting. 2, we're gonna add a little turn. So forward step, little upper body turn. Good, 4, this is walking and chewing gum at the same time. 2, backward step, open and close at the chest. Try to catch your weight on the big toe and the ball of the foot. A lot of times we tend to turn and lean back. And that's a good way to start practicing. Let's take our arms overhead, same thing. But we're starting to get into these lunges, starting to work on our technique. 4, 3, 2. All right, we're gonna jog it out right here. If you need to march, go ahead and march. We just wanna pump those arms a little bit. Getting our heart rate and breathing elevated. 6, 5. Good, jumping jacks out and in. Low impact, option 1. Option 2 is a side step. Option 3 is our full jumping jack. 4, 3, heel kick jog. So option 1 is here. Option 2 is just nice big hamstring curls. So even if you're jogging, I want those heels back like you're trying to kick yourself in the tush. All right, skaters, right here. Side step, little cross behind. You can add the little hop. You can reach, you can canoe, you can reach for the floor. 4, 3, good. Let's march it out right here. All right, grab a drink of water. I didn't think I was gonna need my fan today, but I do. It's cool this morning. I like it. All right, so we are going to do 40 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, 3 exercises, 2 rounds. So we're going to squat to a single arm overhead press, and then we're going to do a row with rotation one side and then a row with rotation on the other. So grab a weight you feel comfortable doing an overhead press with. So what we're gonna do is we are going to squat, pick up a weight, go overhead. When we squat down, we're gonna switch hands, stand tall, and go back down again. All right, 40 seconds, and your time is on. So we're gonna squat, overhead, squat, switch hands at the bottom. Now, if you can reach the floor, go right ahead. But if you reach the floor and you're bending over and just folding, we don't wanna do that. We wanna sit. If that's not feeling good for you today, you can always just do overhead presses, and that's perfectly all right. Do little mini squats. So this is just a little coordination, and then we think we gotta pick stuff up and we gotta put it away in the cupboards. Good, all right, light to medium weight. Light to medium weight. Gonna be in a little bit of a warrior position for yoga. You're gonna reach, you're gonna pull it close to your body, rotate that shoulder back, and then you're gonna try to punch the ceiling and back down. So reach and down. So having that hip open in the back makes it a little bit easier to do this one. So you don't wanna punch the ceiling straight, it's kind of at an angle. But this is a little torso rotation, a little turn. So a nice big diagonal. So you're reaching towards your foot and then pulling it close and reaching where the wall and the ceiling meet. Good, bring it up. Now we're just gonna switch our foot position. This foot is forward, this one is out. Little push forward, little rotation. So keep it close to your body. We're gonna pull and we're gonna reach. So if you were standing, you would look like this. So we don't want to do a big arm swing. We want to do a little torso rotation. So you point your shirt towards the floor, and now point your shirt towards me. So I keep it close to my body, takes the pressure off of my shoulders. So yes, we're getting shoulders, we're getting back, and we're getting core. Good, 10 seconds to go, and we're gonna repeat those 3 exercises again. Good, bring it up. All right, squat with your overhead presses. 3, 2, 1, good. So squat it down, nice and tall. If you can switch at the bottom, great. If you have to switch hands in your squat, you're good there too. When we do our overhead presses, sometimes we lean and don't realize it because we want to get that arm straight overhead. Nice and tall. So if your arm goes out a little bit because of your shoulders, that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfectly overhead. We want to get a nice good squeeze of the glutes, still do a little bit of a crunch right in front. Tighten that tummy. We find that pelvic neutral position. Good, bring it up. All right, set that weight down. We're gonna go back to our rotation. So toe is pointing forwards, this one's pointing out. Good, and we row, and we're here. Now, if you're sitting today, you can kind of do the same thing. You can sit and you have a little lean, and you're gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna reach for your knee, and then reach where the wall and the ceiling meet, but you still wanna keep it nice and close to your body. So we're getting our shoulder in here, driving that elbow back and down to get into a nice line. So drive the elbow back and reach. 2 and 1. Good. Switching sides. This toe is forward. This one goes out to the corner. And we're going to rotate our torso. Pull nice and close. Drive that elbow back to reach. So imagine whatever it is that you're picking up and moving is actually a lot heavier than you think it is. How would you do this if this was 50 pounds or even just 15 pounds? So notice my upper body, I don't stand up straight. I'm still at a diagonal. Good, 11 seconds to go, and we're gonna move on to our next combination. So this is getting our core back side of our body. Good, bring it up, shake it out, grab a drink of water. So next exercise combination, we're gonna do alternating curtsies with bicep curls. Then we're gonna do a tricep kickback on the right, tricep kickback on the left. Trying to do a little bit more arms today to give ourselves a break from our cardio and our legs that we did earlier this week. All right, so 2 weights, curtsy lunge, bicep curl. Curtsy lunge, bicep curl. 40 seconds, your time is on. Now, if you want to, you can absolutely do curtsies and biceps on one side this time and do the other side the second time around. Another option, if you're not quite sure about the curtsy lunges, they're a new exercise or they don't feel very good, you can always just do a reverse lunge, and that's fine. So you can just reverse it and come back up. Curtsy just adds a little bit of a cross, but we don't want to turn our bodies, right? Hips still stay pointing pretty forwards. Got about 5 more seconds. We're going to do a tricep kickback one side, tricep kickback on the other. Good. All right, tricep kickbacks. One side, you can have hip width apart feet. You can have split stance. Finish position for a row, and we're just going to kick it back. If you need to, you got a wall table or chair, you're welcome to give yourself a little support. So our core is nice and tight. We don't want to hunker over. We want to keep that neutral pelvis, and we fold forwards at our hips. Good. Now 40 seconds is a long time. If you need to, do 10 and rest, and then try to do 10 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it up. We're going to switch sides. So same thing, whatever you pick. Position-wise, you do a nice good fold. Hand on a thigh or on a chair. Good, time's on. Hand on a thigh or a chair provides a little support for your upper body. Makes it a little bit less stressful on your core. But again, our glutes are squeezed, our belly button's pulled, kind of pulled in. We're tightening that tummy, but we're still breathing. So imagine our upper arm is a tree branch, and the lower arm is a swing. And then the weight is somebody sitting in that swing. 10 seconds to go. And then we're going to repeat. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Alternating curtsy lunges, bicep curls. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So nice. Good curtsy, bicep curl. You can do both, or you can alternate. So nice, good curtsies with our lunges. You want to keep your knees over your shoelaces. Sometimes we push that knee forwards. We want to sit back a little bit. So taking a little bit of a bigger step backwards can frequently help with your leg position. 7 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Back to those triceps. 3, 2, 1. Good. Nice, good kickback. So while we're doing these, sometimes we tend to let this shoulder kind of pop forwards. We want to keep it down and back. So we're getting a little shoulder blade stability, holding that arm in position while we use these weights. And then we're strengthening the back of the arm. So yes, we're doing triceps in isolation, where it's the only muscle we're trying to work, but we're also getting a little supporting work from the shoulder blades. Those little rotator cuff muscles in your back. 2, 1. Good. Bring it up. Other side. Same thing. Nice, good rest. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Kicking it back. Now this is one that kind of like rows, the more forward you are, with dumbbells especially, more work you tend to be doing. So if you were more forward folded, you might be getting a little bit more tricep versus if you're really upright. But do what feels good. Do what gets you the most bang for your buck and feels semi-comfortable. 10 seconds. And then we have a short rest and we move on to our next combination. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Set it down. Grab a quick drink of water. All right. Next exercise. We are going to do a kettlebell swing or a dumbbell swing. So option 1, you hold onto your weight. I like to hold onto it like this. We just go back. Those little hip hinges, we go back and we use the momentum from our hips to do our swing. All right? 40 seconds, your time is on. Now, if you're doing upper body only today, you can just do a front raise. Whether you're holding 1 dumbbell or 2, you can just do a front raise. But these ones, it's close the car door and stand up tall. We're using the momentum of our hips to do the swing. So it's not a swing and then a front raise. You can if you have to, but we want to use it as a swing. So again, we're swinging our arms to lift that weight up. Now this is really easy if the weight is light. You really start to feel it if your weight gets a little heavier. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Single leg deadlifts. Single leg deadlifts. So option 1, kickstand. Yes. Nice and tall. We bow. Like we're reaching down and we're pulling up our socks. Down and up. Option 2, you take that leg a little bit farther back. Yes. But we stay very tall. Option 3, yes, that leg can come up. If you are staying seated, take one foot out in front, keep the other foot flat, and you're going to do good mornings. All right? So nice, good reach, and bring it up. If you need to keep it as a kickstand, please do. We're working our legs, our glutes, and our hamstrings. You should not feel this in your low back. Good. Bring it up. We're going to switch. Go to the other side. So if you're sitting, one foot's out, the other one is flat on the floor, and you're going to do good mornings. The rest of us, good. And you can even have your hand on your hips. Sometimes this helps mentally because you want your pelvis to rock forward. So you should feel like you're tilting the bucket. So your pelvis is a bucket and you're tilting that bucket forwards and coming back up. We do push our hips back and our hips go behind our knees. This is a nice good balance drill. In the next round, if you would like to add a weight, you sure can, or you can use this as a balance exercise. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it up, shake it out. We're gonna go back for our dumbbell swing. So if you're sitting, front raises. All right, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do an alternating swing. I'm gonna switch hands with my dumbbell. Only do this if you are comfortable with it and you don't feel that you're afraid that you're gonna send your dumbbell flying through a window. So it's nice and tall, little switch. As I come up, again, I don't push my hips forwards. It kind of looks like it because my shirt, but I just stand up nice and tall. If you need to, keep going with just one dumbbell and don't worry about switching hands. It's not a requirement. Good, bring it up. All right, our single leg deadlift. So whatever you pick, yes, you can add a weight. I'm gonna do single-sided. Good, and I'm gonna kick it back and bring it up. So pick what you wanna do. You wanna work on a little balance, skip the weight, lift that back leg off the floor. So you're kind of going into a warrior position, yes, for all of my yogis. But the goal, back side of the body, you should feel this in your glutes and your hamstrings. Nice and tall. Good, 12 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake it out, switching sides. Again, this one's kickstand, where your back foot is just there. Kickstand, just like on your bike. Nice and tall, here we go. Push it back and up. So if you're like me and you're using a weight, a lot of times what happens is we start to turn and that weight pulls us down. We want to resist the weight pulling us. So we're getting some core work and again, some upper back work because we're trying to hold our torso square to the floor. Good, 10 seconds to go. Otherwise, you can just do a seated good morning where you bow to somebody and say good morning and come back up. Good, all right, let's go ahead and bring it down. Grab a quick drink of water. The next 2 rounds are on the floor, but you do not have to go to the floor. So, first round, we're going to do a chest fly to a crunch. We're going to do dumbbell pullovers, and then we're going to do skull crushers, so we're going to do some more triceps. So, if you are in a chair, scooch towards the front of the chair. You're going to have your weights at your chest. You're going to lean back to the back of the chair, do a chest press, and then you're going to sit up tall. For the pullovers, you're going to lean back, and you're going to do kind of a wood chopper motion. Skull crushers, you'll be doing tricep kickbacks again, or you can do overhead presses if your body is okay with it. Otherwise, the rest of us are going to head down to the floor. Knees bent, feet flat. So we're going to go all the way down. We're going to have palms facing in as my personal preference. We're going to do a chest press, and when our arms are up, after we get our arms up, we're going to reach and do a crunch, and then we're going to come down and we're going to bring our arms down again. So arms up, body down, arms down. 40 seconds, your time is on. So you just do a reach, crunch, down, and down. Now you can always stay standing, and if you have a band, you can do a banded chest press, and you can just leave out the crunch. That's all right too. So if you're in the chair, it's a little different. You're gonna lean back, do your chest press, bring your arms in, and then you're gonna do your crunch. So chest press, crunch, and then go in reverse. Good. All right, so if you're on the floor, you can do 1 dumbbell or 2, soft elbows, ribs are tucked. You're gonna slowly lower that weight over your head towards the floor, and then you're gonna bring it right over your chest again. So you're moving from your shoulders, elbows stay soft, your arms do not have to stay perfectly straight and long, and you do not have to get the weight to the floor. I just go until I feel a little tension underneath my armpit. So I feel a little tension under my shoulders on those lats. If you are staying upright, you can sit back into a chair, bring the arms up overhead, and then bring it back down about chest height. Good. 3, 2, 1. Skull crushers, you keep those weights. Elbows stay pointing to the ceiling. Now we do an upside down bicep curl. We bring the weight to our forehead, and then we extend the arms again. If you have 2 weights, you're going to have your palms facing in, and you're going to bring the weight to either side of your forehead, kind of by your ears, and then you're going to straighten your arms again. If you are upright in a chair, you can do a tricep kickbacks again, or you can do an overhead press if your shoulders are okay with it. Good, about 10 more seconds, and we're gonna repeat those 3 exercises. Good, all right, let's get ready for our chest press to our crunch. Yes, you can skip the crunch, but we wanna get those chest presses in and try to get some crunches in too. Good, time's on. So arms up, crunch, like you're pushing the weights a little higher, and then come back down again. We want to keep it controlled. We don't want to fly through these. It's a lot easier to use momentum, but we want to try to keep it nice and controlled. Keep your low back in close proximity to the floor. And shoulders are down away from our ears. So inhale on the way down, exhale on the hard part. Good, let's bring it down. Again, 1 weight or 2 for those overhead pullovers, so pullovers. So imagine there's a blanket up by your head and you want to reach up, grab it, and pull it over your face. Isn't that how it works with kids and grandkids? If they can't see you, you obviously can't see them. Good, so soft arms, soft elbows. Movement comes from our shoulders. So imagine like the older Barbie dolls where all they can move, or the older G.I. Joes, all you can move is with your shoulders. Good, arms get close to the floor, don't have to touch. Good, all right, getting ready for our overhead skull crushers. So this time our shoulders and our elbows stay pointing to the ceiling, and our forearms from our elbows to our fingers are the only thing that move. We just bring that weight towards our forehead, not to the floor overhead. We already did that exercise. So now we're working the backs of our arms again. We all tend to have really good biceps. Our triceps get a little weak. Good, almost done. Good, bring those weights down, set them to the side. We're gonna roll ourselves to the side. We're gonna roll ourselves to a seated position. So, next exercises, we are going to do side planks right, side planks left, and then we're going to do prone swimmers or bird dogs. So if you are upright, you're sitting in a chair, you can do side bends holding onto a weight when we do our planks, and then switch sides when we switch. And the prone swimmers or the bird dogs, you can do a seated bird dog. It works, it's just a little weird. So, side planks. First option, you can be on wrists or elbows. You just want your shoulders to be in line, shoulder down and back. And we're going to push our hips forwards and we're gonna lift. We have 40 seconds. Your time is on. So modifications for this. This is option 1. Make it a little harder, option 2. Make it a little harder, option 3. Option 4. If you need to make it a little easier, you can always lie on your side and try to lift your upper body and bring your ribs towards your hips. So you're kind of doing like a little dead fish. You can also straighten the legs and you can do both at the same time. So we're getting those side obliques. So whichever one you prefer to do. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Switching sides. Remember, we're going to do these again. So if you watched the modifications the first time, we'll do them again. 40 seconds is a long time. Good. Bring it up, especially if side planks are a new exercise for you. So don't feel you have to hold it the whole time. 5 or 10 seconds is great. Set it down and then try for another 5 or 10 seconds. You'll be able to build up to holding for a full 30 to 40 in no time. Good. So pick your modification. Want to make it a little harder? Yeah, extend that leg out. You can be on your elbows. That's great too. 10 seconds to go. Just make sure your shoulder is directly over your wrists or your elbows. Don't let that hand get too far out. Good. All right. Rolling over. Option 1, alternating bird dogs. Option 2, we do a little lift and we swim. Your 40 seconds is on. Now you can swim just upper body, and then you can swim just lower body and kick those feet, or you can do both and alternate arms and legs. Your other option, nothing wrong with it, is alternating bird dogs. We're working on a little core stability with some arm and leg movement. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Going back through our exercises again. Side plank, and then swimmers or bird dogs. 2 and 1. Good. So bring it up. So the goal, whichever plank you pick, your shoulder is in line with your hips. Hips are in line with your knees. And then if your legs are extended, they're in line with your ankles. Sometimes when we do these, our hips are back and we're rotated. We want to have that hand on the floor. You can start here, but eventually you want to try to open that body up back behind you. That's why you can do these for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then rest so you can practice getting into that good position. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it down. Switching sides. 3, 2, 1. Good. Bringing it up. Nice and tall. So I think about opening that shoulder back behind me. And you got to be careful because when you first start doing this, we sometimes go a little too far and we feel like we're going to fall over backwards. Planks and side planks are a total body exercise. We're getting hips, we're getting our obliques, we're getting our shoulders because we're packing our shoulder blades, and we're getting nice, good stability. I remember when I first started having some of you do side planks, I don't think you liked me very much. This became one of your least favorite exercises. 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it down. All right, swimmers or bird dogs. I'm going to do swimmers because my knees are killing me today. Good. Time is on. So it's just a little belly button in, glutes are squeezed. We want to control our core posture, and we just do an alternating arm and leg lift. Yes, you can do this with your arms by your side if that feels better for your shoulders. We just want to work on a nice stable center of the body while we add in a little opposite arm and leg movement. So I almost think about trying to kind of pull my belly away from the floor or almost trying to push it into the floor a little bit. 3, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, short rest, and then we are going to stretch. If you would like to grab a drink of water, you sure can. Just don't go from lying on the floor on your back to standing. Good chance that you might get a little dizzy. But you are welcome to grab a little bit of water. All right, so we're just gonna sit nice and tall. We're gonna take that right leg out, bring our left leg in, just a little turn, and then we're gonna imagine there's a ball right here, and we're trying to press that ball as we reach towards our toes. Good, let's go ahead and bring it up. We're gonna take the leg that's bent, we're gonna cross it over, try to get that foot flat on the floor. Option 1, you just hug the knee and pull it towards the other shoulder. Option 2, you can add a turn if you prefer it. You do what feels good today. Good, return to the center. We're gonna switch sides. So the other leg goes out, knee and toes are pointing to the ceiling. Little turn, nice and tall, and we reach. So I stay very tall with this. And again, I don't want to fold at my belly button. I want to fold at the crease in my hips. There's already a fold there. Why not use it? Good, let's bring it up. Take that other foot. You're going to cross that foot over. And again, you're just going to hug the knee. If you're sitting, you're just going to cross your legs over. Or you can just do the rotation if you prefer. Good, let's bring it into the center. We're gonna bend our knees, take our feet flat on the floor, and they're gonna be about hip width apart. And what we're gonna do is matador. So we're gonna rotate and then rotate. Yes, you can have your hands on the floor behind you, not a problem. So we're just doing an internal and external rotation of our legs. If you're sitting, you can just do butterflies and you're good. I like to do this without having my hands down. So when you stop, your foot is kind of in line with that thigh. Good, bring it into the center, bottoms of the feet together. We're gonna do a little froggy or butterfly stretch. Start with your feet out, sitting tall. Then start to bring those feet in, gently pressing the knees out. Also possible to add a little forward fold. Good, let's bring it up. Cross the legs, sit with your legs straight out, whatever feels good. Hand on the floor, side bend, reach for the sky. Option 1 is here, option 2 is here. Option 3 is here. Think about lifting your ribs and dropping your hips. Make this space bigger. Good, other side. Nice, good side bend. Good, let's bring it up. We're gonna squeeze our shoulder blades together. We're gonna rotate so our fingers point back behind us as much as we can. Squeeze the shoulders, hands on the floor, and we're gonna lift our chest. Use those hands on the floor to kind of help push ourselves forwards. Enjoy the sunshine. Good, we're gonna release. All right, we're gonna do a little hip stretch. If you need to, place something underneath your knees. We're gonna do a half kneeling stance. If you're sitting, you can turn sideways in your chair and kind of get into the same position. We're gonna tuck our tail feathers. We're gonna squeeze that back cheek. We're just gonna do a little press forward of the knee. You shouldn't go very far. And we're gonna reach for the sky. You can also do this standing. You just have to watch your position. Good, bring it down. We're gonna switch and go to the other side. So same thing. So we tuck our tail feathers, we squeeze the glutes, and keep that squeeze as we push forward just a little bit, and then we reach nice and tall. So you should feel a deeper stretch in the front of that hip. Good. Let's go ahead, release, bring it up. If you can, come to standing. Otherwise, sitting, kneeling, whatever feels good for you today. Tuck the hips, tuck the ribs, shoulders down and back. Nice, good chest stretch, and you can spread the fingers a little bit. Good. Bring the arms in front, palms up, shoulders, head stays where it is. Walk your fingers and give yourself a nice, good pat on the back. Good. Let's bring the arms down, shoulders down, reach like you're an arrow or a triangle, ear to shoulder on one side, and we're going to do thumb to index, middle ring, and pinky on that opposite hand. Little finger dexterity. Good. Release, bring it up, other side, same thing, index, middle, ring, and pinky. Good. Bring the head up, shoulders down, turn and look to one side. Nice, good stretch. Good. Turn and look to the other. Good. Bring it into the center. Big breath in and out. One more time, in and out. Good. And you are all done. Woohoo!